Welcome to the O Brother Podcast. I'm your host, Dan Smith. Alongside me, as always, my brother from the same mother, Mike Smith.
How you doing, Dan?
Doing good, man.
Premiere episode of O Brother today.
That's right. It can be yours for just $29.95. It is March 6th, 2021. We're going to do a review of Raya and the Last Dragon that just came out yesterday. Before we get into that, though, if you are not currently following us, make sure that you do. The easiest way to find all things O Brother is to go out to our official website, which is ohbpodcast.com. That's OHB as in brother, podcast.com. And there you can get access to everything, all our social media channels. We've got a blog that we put out. There's film reviews there. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can find us on all podcast platforms too, depending on what your preference is there. We're going to just dive into this.
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to this because it just makes me think back to what is still our most popular episode by far. Speaking of YouTube, Mulan.
I'm still so miffed at this premiere thing. And, for people who think I'm hating on Disney, you can see the movies I have up. And this is just like, I think I'm somewhere in the 450 range as far as Disney movies, because I have every Blu-ray they released, every single one, unless it was like Thumbelina or something that wasn't real Disney release. And now I have every single 4K, bar none. And that's what's behind me is a few of the 4Ks, Lion King. You've got Aladdin over here. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
You know what I don't see?
What?
Is Mulan.
It's not up here, but it's on
which
the
is
rack.
ridiculous. Okay.
That's
ridiculous. Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking of it.
Yeah, I think you were, and you intentionally didn't want to display
No,
it.
I didn't.
Because of the shame that it brings you and your family.
No. You know what I did? There was, how if you follow Disney, they have a Twitter account and they release like little blurbs, like, I'm sure there was one for Raya, but there was one for Golden Girls. Now on Disney Plus, Golden Girls. So me being the smartass that I am, I had to respond and say, do I need a premiere access with that to get the Golden Girls?
Yeah, we'll talk about that off air. What are you doing abusing the Golden Girls?
Well, it was a joke. That was a joke.
What did Rue McClanahan ever do to you?
It was who's Maud?
B. Arthur.
B. Arthur. But it was a joke, I made a joke, haha. But then I went on and I said, this premiere access thing is a scam. Don't do it. Blah, blah, blah. And I got bombarded with hate. First of all, people didn't get the joke. It was a joke. The Golden Girls thing was a joke. So I wrote back, Golden Girls joke, like, haha, that's funny. And more hate. So I'm just going to shut up.
There, now you're catching on.
But I still, I'll talk about it when we get into the movie, but they're going to keep doing it. If people keep paying it, and ironically, we're feeding it because, we get. Now, what do you pay for Disney Plus? Because that's something else that we can
like $70 a year.
Okay, well, it just went up in price. So, I watch The Simpsons all the time on Disney Plus because they're still on FXX, by the way, but every episode's on Disney Plus. So, I'm watching it the other night and a little light flickers, like on the side panel. Like, I don't know if you notice, like there's a settings on the left. You can't, unless you kind of scroll over to it, you don't see it. So I see this little flicker and I click on and it says Disney Plus now $7.99, which I don't know. You pay $70 a month. I don't know what that calculates out to in my head. um, but it's going up for you. I did a 3-year deal when it first came out. So I'm getting it at 3.99. So I'm getting it real cheap. And I'm like, wait a second, I signed a 3-year deal. What do you mean you're raising my price? So I called them. I called the cable company and they said, oh no, you're all set. I'm like, well, why did I get this message? Oh, it was just a message that went to everyone. So this is a cash cow for Disney. They haven't lost any money with the parks closed.
Hmm.
They are making money and they found their cash cow in Disney Plus. So, it wouldn't bother me, Dan, if they took that money that they made from Disney Plus and hired back some of the furloughed employees to, that work in the park, or if they put it into the park, they're cutting all sorts of stuff that they had planned because Disney's coming on there, and this will affect you. You're a pass holder. It's really affected you. They didn't send you any money back. They didn't cut the price um, of tickets. They're going to keep doing it.
Right. That's
And
like
it just
anything though.
bugs me.
It's supply and demand. Then don't buy it. Here we are laying down our hard-earned money again to, I don't know how many more times we're going to do this, but it's an opportunity to try to provide a review on a film to warn other
Right.
people, maybe, don't
Right.
spend 30 bucks, or yeah,
Right.
okay, it's worth it in this case. I mean, I wish that you were getting something more
But
for that
when is it?
money too. And
Well,
this
that's
one,
what I'm saying.
and
When is
this
it
isn't,
worth it?
well, when it's free, right? And it's not going to be released in this case till June.
I know. This one's even worse because they're pulling it.
Right.
They're going to pull it in May. And so people with just a regular people who were paying for what they thought they were going to get aren't going to get it till June.
Right.
So we're talking about this movie now.
There just ought to be some sort of incentive, or some other extras or something that you get with this purchase,
Yeah,
not
like
just access to the film
just
early.
like the way they started the deal with, like, I got 3 years because, I have a Disney credit card. So that was an incentive for me to go, hey, okay, I'll pay for 3 years.
Mhm.
But I expected to get stuff like this included. So let's get to the movie.
Well, and it's happening across all of those streaming platforms. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily unique to Disney Plus. You know,
Well, who
like
else is
like
charging extra fees? Netflix doesn't. Warner's not
well, you
doing it.
no, what you're saying, you're implying that basically we should be getting any content they push out on that platform for free as part of
Yeah.
the subscription.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Amazon Prime. Amazon
Yeah.
Prime. You pay a subscription per year for Amazon Prime, which isn't cheap, right?
Right.
And
$120.
you don't get access to, you get whatever their free Amazon Prime content is.
Right.
It's
But
really no different.
no, but it is because it's not, all the Amazon original content you do get for free.
And that's some high
It
quality content right there.
Well, there's
Is
a
it all
couple
the,
of
is it all the
things.
back catalog of Chips, or
They don't, I mean, they're new to the game, so they don't have a
yeah?
lot of original content, but there's a ton of stuff on Amazon Prime.
It's weird that I would mention Chips, because this Raya and the Last Dragon was directed by Don Hall and Carlos Lopez Estrada. Actually, I don't know
Oh,
if there's any relation there to
no, I
Eric
doubt it.
Estrada, but
Yeah.
so
So
all
yeah,
right,
let's get into it.
let's get into it. Well, as per usual, give us the Reader's Digest version of what it's about, and then we'll jump into it.
Okay, so it's basically about this kind of fictitious place called, is it Kumanda? Is that how it's
Kumandra,
Kumandra?
right?
Okay, so long ago in Kumandra, people and dragons lived together
Harmoniously, yep.
harmoniously in peace, and then the drool or
Droon,
drool
Droon.
droon.
Well, you really paid attention.
Well, I'll get to that, but the droon came, and this, it was some evil force,
Right.
and the dragons were able to fight off the
They
Droon, and
sacrificed themselves to
they
fight it off.
sacrificed to
Yeah.
save the people.
Right.
But eventually, they were overcome. And what does is it turned people to stone, basically.
Hmm.
And this girl, Raya, who's played by
Kelly Marie
Kelly
Tran.
Marie Trans, which people know from Star Wars controversy.
Hmm.
Her character Raya is in search of you know this mythical one last dragon that she's hoping can set things straight because there's an orb involved.
Right. These gems
Right.
that basically hold the power to sort of restore things to the way they were.
And if that sounded a little convoluted, it's because it is. Hint.
Yeah. So, Kelly Marie Tran, which, like you mentioned, she was, she took all kinds of heat from Star Wars fans
Yeah, she
because of
got
her role.
bullied.
She got bullied big time on
And the
social media.
killer is Disney used that in the promotion somehow.
Yeah.
Like if you saw the promotional materials for this, they talked about her getting bullied and, you know, she's part of
Well,
the
probably
Disney
now she's
family.
portraying a brave warrior. It's interesting how they come around. And, she was not the original voice cast for, she wasn't the original actress cast for this role. There's
In
another,
Raya?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
And so one
that.
of the things to me was, this is a quick side note detail, but the look of the character of Raya, a lot of times there's usually, not always, but sometimes, there's some degree of a resemblance of the
Mm-hmm.
actor or actress within the animated character.
Mm-hmm.
This, I was bothered throughout the whole film that this resembled Kelly Marie Tran in no way whatsoever.
Yeah.
But if you look up Cassie Steele, who was the original Canadian actress,
It looks like her.
looks just like her. And
Ah.
Kelly Marie Tran was cast very late into the
So what happened?
evolution.
Do you know what happened?
Well, the story from the creators is that, they were working on these films for several years, and the
Right.
characters evolve and they change, and so, some of the traits and the characteristics of the character in their mind fit her personality better than this other actress. It was a different character originally. It was more of a lone ranger type. They said, like, this
So
kind of,
they cut her loose?
they cut her loose. Yeah. and
Wow.
and so Kelly was, I want to say, brought on just last August to
Wow.
the project. And in fact, again, more controversy with her. She was, as I understand it, she went out for the, rehearsed for it, or whatever, auditioned for it, rather,
Audition for it.
auditioned for it,
Didn't get
wasn't
it.
successful. And then they come crawling back to her once this character, like, I mean, they're sort of lucky that she agreed to do it. I'd say she
Yeah,
could have easily
because
given him a big, fu.
yeah, and they used her in the promotional material. Like I said, they brought up the bullying from Star Wars and
Yeah.
kind of promoted her as, I
Right.
didn't know that because I know these things, they take years, although
Right.
this is this isn't
Like,
hand drawn animation.
this this
This
this started around 2018. This kicked off. It got
yeah.
into motion, but she, and I wasn't a Kelly Marie Tran hater. When you think about The Last Jedi and her character Rose Tico, I didn't, I mean, she wasn't my favorite character.
No, I didn't like the character. It had nothing to do with
I thought,
her.
right, but I liked the way that she played that character. And so I was kind of, I think she took, that film got blasted, so
Right.
just a lot of that rolled downhill onto her,
Right.
unfortunately. But
Right. I there was something about the relationship with Finn and her character that didn't work. It didn't fit. It was like they were making it out to maybe make a connection between Finn and Ray, and all of a sudden that kind of disappeared.
Hmm.
So I don't know. It was a bad movie. I didn't like that movie at all. It's my least favorite of the Star Wars franchise, and I'll even watch Jar Jar Binks
No,
again
no,
before I
sir.
watch that one.
No, sir. Now,
So
no offense to Ahmed Best, but
and look at Disney threw her under the bus in the final film. I mean, if
right.
here they are saying, "Oh, she was bullied," and then
Yeah,
Disney
she was in
themselves,
it, but she was in it for about 2 seconds.
yeah, they threw that
It was a
character under
throwaway
the
character.
bus. Yep,
Yeah,
they threw
yeah.
that character under the bus. But getting back to Raya, this was a pretty
The
convoluted story. I mean,
I didn't think the story was so convoluted. I felt there's way too many characters
yes, and there's
in
way
this
too many
film.
places. Like it
Yeah,
got to the point where they had to
it
flash.
was like Game of Thrones.
Exactly. They had to flash where they were.
Right,
We're now in Talon because
right.
we're going to go to so many damn places, you're going to forget
I
which
agree with
one is
that.
which. Like, I didn't know who was who. And okay, she's the brother of this, and the rain guy is this. I didn't know who was what was going on. I'll tell you, a half hour into it, I was so bored. I'm like, oh man, I have to watch another hour and
Really?
15
Yeah, I
minutes
didn't.
of this.
There was a couple of spots where I was getting, there's a baby character in the film, and
That
that was the
hates
point.
on
That
people.
was the point I got a little bit,
And how about this?
sleepy.
Every character, every single character other than Raya, and well, even Raya, they flipped in a heartbeat. I'm a bad guy. I'm going to kill you. Be nice to me. Okay. I'll join
What
your
I
team
don't.
and help. The big guy, um,
Oh,
played by
right.
Benedict
Well,
Wong.
that was a quick turnabout. Sure,
They were
sure.
all quick turnabouts. What about the girl, her arch enemy? We hate each other. We're
Well, that
blood
was the.
enemies.
Well, don't give away spoiler
But I'm
alert.
just
But
saying, every character. Well, it's not going to be a spoiler because you're going to see every character flip like within a matter of seconds.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was so silly. Now,
yeah.
there's a lot of good things too. So it's not all bad.
Mm-mm.
The color, some of it reminded me of Soul. It had some of that nice pastel coloring,
Yeah,
but some of the cities they visited were really beautiful. I wish there was only two,
I didn't
so we.
like. I didn't like the dragon. I just didn't like the dragons. That was a
I
weird
mean,
looking dragon.
it was a weird looking drag. Aquafina was great as the comedy. She was the Eddie Murphy dragon,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Mulan.
She
We're
was
back
good.
to
Well,
Mulan.
see, and there's my point. Like the, I mean, no offense to Aquafina, but like the animated character
Hmm.
Sisu resembles, has
Yeah,
Aquafina's essence.
yeah. And
And
they do. If you watch any extras on any of the Disney movies, they do that when they're, like Patton Oswalt. They
yeah,
put him in that.
I have to believe that the recasting is why, because of course they would have had the likeness of the character already well established.
Yeah,
Who was going to
and
play the character,
correct.
and it's a little
See, I
odd.
didn't know that until you
Yeah, and it's a
just
little, I
said it.
mean, it's voice acting. So it's a little strange when you think about it. Like this other woman couldn't have maybe pulled it off. Like maybe there's
I
more to
know.
that. Maybe there's more to that than we
There's
know.
probably more than there's got to be more.
I don't know about that, but I'd like to hear from her on it at least.
Yeah, there's got to be more. But
Now there was a Mushu character, right? This Tuk Tuk, this little rolling, like he is shelled,
yeah,
hard shelled
that's how she
creature.
traveled from place to
Like
place.
Alan Tudyk, is he ever going to just play a person in a film? Like he's always some sort of inanimate object
I
or
know.
robot, or he's in Rogue One.
But I didn't have any problem with the voice acting. I thought
No, no, there was no problem with it. I was just
no.
pointing out
Yeah.
Cassie Steele couldn't have pulled that off.
Yeah, I know. And she played a dual role at the beginning because she was the narrator telling this, setting up the story, which like I said, I was like, I felt like I needed to go get a notebook and say, okay, what? No, there's five things, and what? Dragons and people live together. I mean, it was so convoluted at the beginning. You figure it out, but it
Yeah,
was so convoluted. I'm
right.
like, wait, so let me hit pause.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. It is pretty convoluted. The animation, I didn't love the animation. Most of it was good, but there was really a couple of great scenes. There's a pivotal scene in the first 20 minutes of the film between Raya and her father. Won't say anything more about it, but the way they animated that scene was phenomenal. And there's also, speaking of Mulan again, you remember in Raya, there's a couple of great shots where they catch their reflection in the blade of the sword.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
really well done. I love those little details,
yeah. Yeah, they do that more than once, and
They do.
I liked that effect.
Hmm.
But you're right, this isn't Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast.
No,
It's
there
a
was something
different
different about it.
it's
It
a
almost like it
different kind
went
of anime.
between styles.
Yeah, like it's not hand it didn't seem hand drawn, but
Right.
it didn't seem computer generated like Pixar.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like an in between of those
I mean, it
two.
has everything you're looking for in a Disney animated film.
Yeah,
There's
confusion.
no,
Uh
no. There's action. There's drama. It's got heart. There's some humor in it. There's with Aquafina and even Kelly as Raya. There's some funny moments there. Uh, good animation. The music is good. There's all those good
Well,
elements.
you
But the
just
story, I agree.
the music, where was the music? Where was the songs, right?
Well,
Every Disney song,
at the end.
every Disney movie has hit songs throughout. Where was Elton John?
Well,
Where
what it
was
was James Newton Howard. He's an award-winning
Yeah, but
composer.
it wasn't like, a typical Disney movie like Frozen. Okay, now we're gonna sing and dance and
You
have
know,
a set piece. They
it
had
is a
none of
good
that.
it is a
None of
good
that.
point. I couldn't tell you right now, and I just
Mm-mm.
watched it today. I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you right now what the song is.
Nope.
Now, Mulan, Loyal, Brave, and True, and I
Yeah,
could
and
hear it in my head. Well, that's one of them, but that's
yeah, right.
so that's a good point.
And you're talking about the live action, which is a lot. It would be stupid if the characters in the live action, although Beauty and the Beast, it
Are you
fit.
talking about like singing sequences, like dancing and stuff like that?
Yeah, like, well,
Yeah,
just like
I don't
hit
want that.
songs. Like every
Right.
Disney movie has a hit song.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, this
Not
I
this
don't
one.
I agree. I
They,
agree.
they don't have to worry about whoever did the music for this doesn't have to worry about getting dressed up for the Academy Awards because they're
Yeah,
not going
yeah,
to get
right.
nominated.
Exactly. Well, you don't have to get
Isn't
dressed
it
up anyways. You're gonna be
ironic?
in your living room. So
Isn't it ironic? The best film Disney's released in 6 months, we got for free,
mhm.
was Soul,
Right.
and we both raved about it.
Yeah.
Sure enough, it wins the Golden Globe.
Hmm.
That's what, when Eisner came in to take over Disney, the first thing he did was say, "You guys forgot what made you. What Walt built this company on was cartoons and
Hmm.
animation. Where is it? The 70s and early 80s, there was none.
Yeah, dried up.
All of a sudden, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast,
Yeah.
hit after hit
The
after hit,
90s.
song after song after song. It was great. It
Yeah.
was like
Beauty
he
and the
brought
Beast.
back Disney. Yeah.
Right.
And now they're kind of losing their way. It's almost like, I know Lasseter's with Pixar, and they just did Soul, so I can't really point the finger to what's gone wrong, but
Yeah.
they've lost the way here somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. This changing of the guards, and yeah, it does seem that way.
I
But
mean, they've
I mean, it's got a good message. Again, another thing you kind of you expect from these films from Disney, and
yeah, and
but I
you know,
agree. I think the biggest issue you hit it on the head. It's the stories. Just there's too much going on.
yeah,
There's too
yeah,
much going on.
and they it's amazing because they've got Kevin Feige doing the Marvel stuff, and luckily I watched WandaVision
Hmm.
finale after this, and that series, it started off, I was like, what are they doing? This makes no sense.
Yeah,
And by the end, I'm blown away by how they incorporated so much of the Marvel universe into a TV show. That's what's selling Disney Plus right now. That, The Mandalorian, But these movies, that's what I was excited about.
Hmm.
And we got the one, we got Soul. That was great. They got to get back to that. They got to look at Soul and say, okay, how did we put this together?
Yeah, doesn't seem like that's really the focal point, you know.
Yeah, I don't think so. And this is their cash cow.
Hmm.
Disney Plus is their cash cow. I have no doubt that Lucas is going to put together some really good stuff. I think I'm really excited now for the next Avengers series, which is like the Winter Soldier and Falcon or something.
Hmm.
And but you know, man, I feel like $30. Wow.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I'd say yeah, wait it out till June.
Yeah,
Wait it out till
you're not
June.
you're not missing anything. I thought I wasn't sure where you were going to come down on this.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
glad because I had to start checking myself constantly and say, am I hating on them
right,
because they're charging $30 for this? Is that why I think this sucks?
right.
But it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I
It's
make a
not.
different argument for Mulan. I have since the beginning. You know,
Yeah. And if I'm comparing these two, Mulan's much better than this.
speaking of Mulan again, there was more controversy I was reading about with this, where it was sort of, I guess those lands were set and sort of based in Southeast Asia,
Right.
whereas 95% of the cast is East Asian.
Right.
And so that was,
I
a
mean,
bone
it
of
is,
contention.
I think, except for like two small parts,
Yeah,
all Asian actors.
right, right.
And yeah, that makes a difference because, you know, China and Japan couldn't be more different.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice film. Again, it has all those Disney elements, but not
Here
for
and
30
there.
bucks. Not for
Yeah,
30
here and
bucks.
there.
Yeah.
I would say here and there it has the elements, but
Yeah.
the story as a whole is a big
It
flop.
it really is. There's too much going on, too many
Yeah.
characters, and just like you said, a convoluted story. So I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty much in line with this one,
So
you know.
nobody's gonna listen.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. What else can we argue about?
Yeah, I know.
Um,
It's
but yeah, so there you go. For what it's worth, I would wait, even though I can't, again, June. Come on.
That's ridiculous.
It is a bit crazy,
It's
but
it's almost like they're hinting the vault, right? Something we talked about.
that's right. We do
They're
talk about
gonna
that. Yeah. Oh,
when are they gonna
that's happening. That's
they're
happening.
gonna start,
It's
okay, all the Iron Man going in the vault. So
hmm
you gotta go out and buy the physical media or
Yep.
whatever.
Golden Girls going in the vault.
Going in the
You're not going
vault.
to see B. Arthur anytime soon.
Where are you?
But that was a horrible B. Arthur.
I
Is that
know.
B. Arthur?
I, she's just got a voice that
I am happy for Kelly Marie Tran, though. I mean, given what she went through, that whole nightmare with The Last Jedi and everything, I can only imagine how difficult an experience that had to have been for her. So yeah, I'm happy that she's got a starring role here in this film, and I'm sure it's going to do well. In fact, all signs point to that. I mean, you look at the critics ratings, like, oh, it's
yeah.
all
I
super
was
high,
shocked at that. I was
and they
shocked.
even upped the estimated gross at the box office, because like places like New York are opening their theaters again, and
Texas.
it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be curious because when you go to Rotten Tomatoes, it just came out last night,
You're right.
so
Right.
there's no, they have ones for
Audience.
critics and one. I'm
For
dying to
critics.
see.
Crickets.
I'm dying to see what the audience score, because
Yeah.
sometimes it's like this.
I think it'll
Sometimes
be
it's like
high.
critics 90,
Yeah, I think
people
this one will be
7.
I think it'll be pretty well aligned.
I don't know.
People that are
I
Disney
mean, I think,
fans,
yeah,
they're Disney fans. They're
well,
locked in,
kids will be like, oh yeah, the colors and the dragon. Kids love dragons. But the story is just so confusing. So
Yeah.
confusing. I
I
mean,
I don't know how many people are deeply focused on the story as
but see,
opposed
if
to
you're not, right, usually they'll sell you on the songs, right?
Yeah,
If
that's
the
a great point.
story is
That's a
weak,
good point. Yeah.
they'll hit you with a couple of brilliant songs
Yeah.
and weave it in.
What's Raya's theme? I couldn't even tell
I
you.
don't know.
I have no
Where's the
idea.
dragon scene? And there was one sequence where the dragon starts stepping on water,
Yeah.
can jump on water, the water drops or the
Right.
raindrops, and I thought that was about to be a musical number.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I was like, that's the perfect spot.
Yeah.
So they had,
It's
and this went long. Most animated movies are 90
right.
minutes.
This is just shy of 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was long, convoluted, boring at parts.
Sorry,
So,
folks.
sorry to
Oh, brother,
op-
speaking the truth there.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Well,
Exactly.
again, I didn't hate the film. I definitely I share your criticisms of it though, definitely. And again, not that you can compare to Mulan because of the live action, but as far as
Yeah.
Premier Access goes, if you're going to lay down your money, I would have laid it down on that, but not on this film.
No.
Wait till June, folks.
Wait till June.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll keep following this. What's the next one that's coming?
Well, I think it's
going to be more
Black
of the
Widow.
same.
It's going to be Black
Yeah,
Widow.
probably.
And that's
probably.
going to tick me off. The next Marvel feature isn't until Spider-Man 3.
Mhm.
So they still have time. They don't need to.
Yeah, and what is the name of that they just announced?
It's Spider-Man.
There was
Can't Go
Homecoming,
Home
Far
or
from
something.
Home, or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Can't Go Home. I think.
Yeah, Spider-Man and the Last Dragon, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
good
know.
lord. I bet there'll be a number where Spider-Man and the other two Spider-Mans will be dancing around doing a jig.
I bet you remember that theme. Well, all right, there you have it.
All right.
It's Raya and the Last Dragon. So it's a thumbs down at least to invest your $30 and watch this film from Mike and I.
And honestly, I have no desire to watch it again.
Yeah, no, I
When
don't
it comes
either.
back,
I don't know.
I won't waste my time.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. All right, well, that's going to do it for another episode of the Oh Brother Podcast. I've been your host, Dan Smith. Alongside me, as always, my brother from the same mother, Mike Smith. And we will see you next time.
Sorry. Bye, everyone.